4th and goal to go to the 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
Now, ESPN thinks the Giants' future looks pretty bright. And the biggest reason is because of their talent for the players 25 and under. They think that the Giants, the talent on their roster, the young talent on their roster is pretty special. They only got a couple teams that they think have, apparently have better younger talent than the Giants do. So, that might take a little bit of time for the Giant, the young talent, obviously, to get the experience and all of that, but ESPN thinks Giants' future looks bright. Giants ranked 4th in under 25 talent. So there's 3 other teams that ESPN has listed that are have younger, under 25 talent that's better than the Giants. Said the other day we discussed a large number of young players the 2025 New York Giants have. Youth is great, but quality beats quantity. Aaron Schatz wrote for ESPN, has analyzed the rosters of every NFL team and ranked them by the amount of under 25 talent that they have. Schatz founded the now-defunct Football Outsiders and created the widely used defense-adjusted value over average metric for evaluating teams and players. His intent is to try to understand which teams are best set up for long-term success, as opposed to how good they are now. The good news for the Giants fans is that in Schatz's eyes, this year's Giants team has both quantity and quality in its young players. Now, I mean, obviously, you can have your whole team can be under 25 if you want. Sure. But how good is it, right? So they rank 4th in the NFL. His analysis combines a number of factors, including starts and snaps by under 25 players, quality of play by the players, Pro Bowl and All-Pro selections, value and length of contracts, positional importance, 2025 draft value, especially day 1 and day 2, key starters and reserves and injuries. Let's look briefly at 3 teams he ranks ahead of the Giants. Now, apparently, I guess the Houston Texans, according to this guy, have the best overall talent-wise of players who are under 25, the Texans. And it was the same thing in 2024. They were ranked number 1 as well, too. So, said, no surprise here. Once the Texans committed highway robbery by unloading Deshaun Watson to Cleveland for 6 draft picks, including 3 consecutive years of first rounders, the die was cast. Yes, I guess basically every year they get 2 first-round picks. Yeah, right? So, but that's on Cleveland. To their credit, they mostly drafted well. The current team includes blue chip, C.J. Stroud, Will Anderson, Derek Stingley Jr., and Lassiter as well. So, the number 2 team is the Seattle Seahawks, up from number 10. The Seahawks hit on Devin Witherspoon, Byron Murphy II, and Jackson Smith and Jigba, whose sophomore season was much better than his rookie season, as well as Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, and Charles Cross. Yep, got some studs there. Then they have the Commanders, who were number 18 in 2024. This ranking is largely due to Jaden Daniels' outstanding rookie season, though Schatz mentions a few other players such as Brandon Coleman, Newton. So, as for the Giants, at number 4, they were number 13 a year ago. Schatz lists 4 blue chip players. 3 will be no surprise: Malik Neighbors, Abdul Carter, and Jackson Dart. All right, so he has Jackson Dart as a blue chipper. Okay, with an exclamation point. That Neighbors ranked 6th among all NFL wide receivers in ESPN's receiver tracking metrics, despite being 21, despite being a 21-year-old rookie. He's only 20. Wow, rookie at 21. ESPN metrics track 3 facets of receiving: getting open, catching the ball, and yards after catch. Neighbors' overall score is suppressed somewhat by his drops, which he had, and fewer yards after catch than some of his peers. When you sort by getting open, though, Neighbors is tied for first. Now, but one thing they were also talking about, too, is they said his drops, he's done a fantastic job so far in camp, as far as with his drops, because he did have some last year. Let's see. He was tied for first with Mike Evans and A.J. Brown. His receiving ratings was getting open. He scored, I guess, he scored a 91. He was tied for first with him and Mike Evans and A.J. Brown. The interesting thing is that Neighbors last season expressed some frustration, especially after the first Philadelphia game, that he was getting open but not getting the ball. That wasn't exactly true, as Ed Valentine noted. The ESPN tracking says that overall, though, Neighbors got open as well as any wide receiver in the NFL. Schatz cites the Giants' first 2 draft picks, Abdul Carter and Jackson Dart, as his next 2 under 25 blue chippers. That's purely projection, of course, since they haven't played an NFL down yet. Carter's an interesting case in the evolution of fans' sentiments. Many fans were hoping for Cam Ward, or at least Travis Hunter, with the Giants' first pick. As it became clear that neither was likely to make it to the number three spot, people accepted the idea that Carter was going to be the pick. I sensed that the excitement wasn't there for the pick, though, with the quarterback situation still up in the air. Even though Carter was the consensus best defensive player in the draft, fast forward to training camp, with Carter seemingly creating a highlight clip every day, making Giants offensive linemen look bad. Now fans are dreaming of the second coming of LT. Neighbors is wide-eyed and chuckling, telling Kay Adams about how impressive he's been, and it's become hard to imagine Carter not being an impact NFL player. Phew, my goodness, this is a long-ass article. Let's see. Many of us may not have realized just how many really young players the Giants have relative to other NFL teams, or we forget it sometimes in our frustration with the team's record in the past recent years. Here's an example. The Broncos, Schatz is number 32nd ranked team. Broncos have 0 under 25 talented players in Schatz analysis. 0. How can that be? They just went to the playoffs with a rookie quarterback, yes, but Bo Nix was in college forever, and he's already turned 25. Other young stars, such as Patrick Surtain II, entered the league before Joe Shane was even the Giants' GM, and already have 4 years of NFL experience. None of this means that the Giants will actually finally become a good team. Maybe yes, maybe no. Looking at Schatz's top 3, Houston, led by a surprisingly great rookie season by Stroud, got to the second round of the playoffs in 2023 before being outclassed by Baltimore. Stroud didn't duplicate his rookie success in 2024, but the Texans still made it to the second round before the Chiefs ousted them. Seattle, a team that seems to be liked by many analysts every year, has hung around the 500 mark ever since Russell Wilson left, with only a wild card loss in 2022 to show for it. Washington came out of nowhere to make it to the NFC Championship game, largely because of Daniels, who will be 25 before the season ends, and it will be interesting to see whether they can sustain their early success. Does the Giants' young, talented core bode well for the future? Probably. We will see evidence of that in 2025. We'd like to think so. As Yogi Berra said, though, it's tough to make predictions, especially about the future. Of course, that's oh my goodness. Yogi Berra. Gotta love him.